A famous art gallery reported a theft of a masterpiece. Detective Williams was called onto the case. The art gallery had three main workers: the curator called Lucy, the security guard named Jack, and the janitor called Tom. Detective Williams interviewed each of them. Their statements were as follows. Lucy said, "I was doing my usual rounds to make sure all the artworks were in good condition." Jack claimed, "I was at my post, monitoring the surveillance cameras all day." Tom stated, "I was cleaning the second floor and I did not come down all day." Detective Williams then reviewed the surveillance footage and found it was tampered with. No footage from the entire day was available. After considering both the interviews and the situation, Detective Williams immediately knew who the thief was. The answer is in the description field. A thief entered a jewelry store and stole some valuable items. The detective on the case found three suspects: Alex, Ben, and Carl. Each suspect gave a statement. Alex, "I didn't do it." Ben is lying. Ben, "I didn't do it." Carl is lying. Carl, "I didn't do it." Ben is telling the truth. The detective knows that only one of the suspects is telling the truth, while the other two are lying. Can you determine who the thief is based on their statements? Quiz. Who is the thief? A thief stole jewelry from a jewelry store. The police arrived at the scene to investigate and found four suspects: John, James, Thomas, and Paul. They all gave accounts of what they did at the time, but only one of them was lying. Here are their statements. John said, "I didn't steal the jewelry. I was at home all day." James said, "I saw John leave his house and go in the direction of the jewelry store." Thomas said, "I was with James and we were running in the park." Paul says, "I saw James and Thomas together and they were walking in the direction of the jewelry store." The question is, who is the thief? Quiz. Using our glasses to measure time. If you need to use two hourglasses to measure 5 minutes, one for 4 minutes and the other for 7 minutes, how will you do it? How many times do the hour and minute hands of a clock overlap in a 24-hour day? There are 3 jars. The first jar contains red balls, the second jar contains blue balls, and the third jar contains red and blue balls. Now, the jars are mislabeled, i.e., the label on each jar does not match its actual contents. You can only take one ball out of a jar to view it, and then you need to accurately mark the color of the ball in each jar. You only get one chance to see what you should do to make sure it is labeled correctly. To ensure that you correctly mark the color of the balls in each jar, you can perform the following steps. 1. Take a ball from the jar labeled red and blue mix, since the label is wrong. This jar can actually contain balls of only one color, either all red or all blue. 2. Suppose you take out a ball that is red. This means that the jar actually contains all red balls. Then, the following inference can be drawn. The jar labeled red actually contains blue balls. The jar labeled blue actually contains a mixture of red and blue balls. 3. Next, you can use these inferences to correctly label each jar with the correct ball color. Label the first jar red because it actually contains blue balls. Label the second jar blue because it actually contains a mixture of red and blue balls. Put the label red and blue mixed on the third jar because this jar actually contains all red balls. By doing this, you can make sure that each jar is labeled with the correct ball color. There is a bridge with a group of people trying to cross it. At most 2 people can cross the bridge together at a time, and the speed of crossing depends on the slower of the 2. These people will take 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, and 20 minutes to cross the bridge. If 2 people cross the bridge together, their time will depend on the slower of the 2. Now, the group needs to cross the bridge as quickly as possible. So find the shortest time to cross the bridge.